not just his jewelry, which you're going to see his wristwear, but look at the boxes that it comes in. I mean, the packaging itself, just beautiful. Black box, kind of a matte finish, heavy material here. And then when you open it, of course, you find a beautiful case. And when you open that beautiful case, it lights up. It lights up. It's like it's on stage. It's like it's a performance. This whole thing is just beautiful. Tell me about the one that I'm looking at, Shawn.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, you are too kind. I mean, basically, I feel like I'm blessed and fortunate to be on your show, first and foremost. And secondly, the piece that you're displaying presently is called 1906. I did an event a couple of weeks ago for Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and I wanted to make something that was indicative of the men of distinction.
Oh, and this is gorgeous.
There are 7 founding members of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity. Mm-hmm. It's got the Alpha Phi Alpha insignia as far as the signature bead, and the allure design is actually engraved on the counter side. So if you flip that bead over,
so the A Phi A is on one side,
exactly,
and allure. 1906,
back,
which is when it was founded. Side. Oh, I see it here.
Right.
Yes,
I had it engraved on there.
Oh, that is so gorgeous. Now I'm hoping that the men of Alpha Phi Alpha are just really excited about this. And even though no two are alike, I hope that all of them are sporting your wristwear.
They are. They basically, kind of cleaned me out. I was making pieces on the spot.
Well, I want them to clean you out.
It was great.
And look at this. Of course, the Alphas are my brothers because I'm Alpha Kappa Alpha, and this is a beautiful piece.
Yep. So
of course, I have one on that you
I made you. I gifted that to you like a while ago,
and I wear it all the time.
Yeah.
And people always say, "You must be an AKA." Yes,
yep.
I am.
It's pink and green, opal, granny apple green.
But this
opal.
one is really pretty. This one has the charm on it.
Yeah, it does. That one has the T Rose charm. I actually have an AKA charm on it. I have an AKA charm as well that I can.
And this one has the Swarovski crystal in it.
Yeah. Yours has Swarovski too.
Mine does too.
Yeah,
it's just a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, effectively,
because they're pretty stacked.
Right, and what I want to do is I don't want you to see yourself coming and going. Is the thing. So basically,
I'm not trying to take this from you. I'm just putting it on. It looks better having two, doesn't it?
Yeah,
especially
of course, I'm a little biased,
right?
Yes. And everything is handmade. Basically, when I got into this, I didn't see anything that spoke to us from a cultural standpoint. Everything my contemporary was putting up was like, this is indicative of Genghis Khan. And I was like, look, I don't know anybody who cares about Genghis Khan.
Right.
But I do know people who care about Alpha Phi Alpha, Omega Psi Phi, Kappa Alpha Psi, Alpha Kappa Alpha,
and of
Delta
course,
Sigma Theta.
My friend Sherry Washington just left, and she's a member of Delta Sigma Theta. And here's a beautiful one for the Delta ladies.
That is white and red jade with red and
has a little elephant on
there.
there.
Yep, and clear Swarovski crystals. So like I said, all of my pieces are handmade. They're designed by me. I had someone accuse me recently of plagiarizing pieces. It was funny. They were like, he's buying those on the internet. There's no way that he could be making those himself. I'm like, stop it.
No, somebody might be plagiarizing you. Watch out for that. Now, this one is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Look at this.
That one is called After Five. It's leopard jasper and onyx. It's for right now it's the holiday season. A lot of folks going to a lot of parties, wearing a lot of LBDs, and I wanted to.
What's
do
an
something
LBD?
I'm sorry, a little black dress.
Okay. Well, I should know that. He's wearing a lot of LBDs. Get me, but what the heck is an LBD? Little black dress or little black suits.
Exactly, a little black suit.
With those old tight pants that they're wearing. I don't like those.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not talking about that. What is this one? Is beautiful.
Okay,
Very different.
I did something for breast cancer awareness, and the original piece was called Warrior. But I do a lot of camo. I have a lovely lady in India who makes the camo beads for me by hand. And I wanted something for breast cancer awareness. Now that one is called Artemis, who is the goddess of the hunt in mythology. It's pink, black, and white camo beads. It's mauve, tiger's eye, onyx, and silver hematite. And I adorned it with a unicorn charm because Artemis being the goddess of the hunt, the unicorn is a mythical creature impossible to capture. So it kind of went together.
So all of your pieces have such meaning.
Yeah,
they have stories.
Absolutely.
With them.
Right.
Now,
because they're meant to be conversation
Now,
pieces.
have you ever thought of putting a little piece of literature with them?
Actually, when you buy a piece, it does come with a
It
little
comes with
card
a little-
that says this is what the title is and this is why.
So when people say, "Oh, that's a beautiful piece you have on," you can tell them about
you
it.
can tell them the story.
Yes,
Exactly.
I love it. Now I'm pulling everything up. It's colorful.
No problem.
This is another beauty. Tell me about this one.
Okay, so that one is from our Destiny collection, and then mind you, we're going to be relaunching and relaunching the Allure Femme brand. I got Shakenya Wardlaw here with me. She's the brand ambassador for Allure Femme. And they're going to have their own boxes. They're going to be pink. They're going to be lighted. It's going to.
Why don't we let her tell us about it?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up now.
Introduce again.
This is Shakenya Wardlaw. She's Allure Designs brand
Hi,
ambassador.
Shakenda.
Shakenya.
Shakenya.
Hi.
What a beautiful name.
Thank you. and
Everybody
good
messes it up,
evening.
right?
They
Including
do.
me.
It's okay though. You can.
As long as I get it right the second time.
Right, and it is a pleasure to be here on your show. And Shawn brought me in, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the brand. I'm loving everything that it stands for. The family is what the main thing that attracted me. Just his family behind him. We did an event not too long ago, and we got the kids there. We got the wife there. Everybody has the brand on, and they represent us. So it's just a pleasure for me to even be asked to be an ambassador. And I wear my bracelet every day. It's
Now,
just,
tell me about yours. That's beautiful.
now, Shawn, I want you.
Okay.
I want to say Medusa.
Yep,
Is that correct?
That piece is called Medusa.
This is my latest one.
Yep, exactly. It's red jade. It's onyx, and then there's like a 24 karat gold bead on there, but it has a Medusa face for charm. So that would be like this one. Exactly.
So I just
Beautiful.
love it. I'm just glad to be a part of the Allure Wrist brand.
And Shawn, I'm so excited to have you agree to be a vendor last Sunday.
Yep.
We were over at the Townsend Hotel, and I was the chairperson of the holiday brunch for the Ronald McDonald House of Detroit.
That was fantastic. Thank you.
And you did a
having us.
beautiful bracelet for our executive director. And when I gifted her with that, she was just floored. You could probably see her face when she was like,
Yeah.
she's used to giving gifts to everybody else, but not so much receiving. And you came as close to the red and yellow colors of Ronald McDonald House as you could. And those beads were what?
Those were jade and gold. They were red jade and gold tiger's eye.
Now, why do people think that jade is always green?
That's an excellent question. I got suppliers all over the world. I got suppliers in China and Pakistan, Indonesia, and they can pretty much, they can find pretty much any color that I want. So, I've been very blessed and fortunate to, be able to work with some really super, suppliers, overseas, and they're very, very responsive. So that's cool. That's the cooler aspect of my product. I kind of, when I'm looking at other people's stuff, it's like usually like the same bead and there's like a signature bead involved. But, for all intents and purposes, all of my designs are different. You're never going to see yourself coming and going. Now, remember, you got like 12 days before Christmas. So, you got to get your orders in. www.allurewristdesigns.com.
So tell me a little bit more about the new line that's coming out with the different colors.
Okay, so let's talk about the one that you had up. This is from my Destiny collection. It's aqua tiger's eye and silver hematite with an eternity heart charm. And, basically that's from the Destiny collection. It was 7 pieces. So that one is called Eternity for Destiny. This one is Love
Now,
for Destiny.
is this kind of, I want to call, I don't like the word unisex, like co-ed?
Not for the faint of heart. I'm just going to be egregiously forthcoming with you. But that's, as a matter of fact, at the Ronald McDonald House event, I sold a piece that a woman bought for a guy. And she brought the charm and everything for a man. So, it basically just, if it speaks to you, I feel like you should wear it. It's as simple as that.
That charm, it's just a heart.
Yeah.
So, a heart, to me, is universal.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Now, you have some pieces that are much more masculine than others.
I do, and I
with
got
the
them
really
in this
big
case
charms.
here, yeah.
I think there was like an animal head or something.
Yep, this one is called Shere Khan. It's
Okay,
silver hematite.
Yeah, and
there's
this
a-
looks like somebody. See, you need one of the Detroit Lions to buy this.
That's
Yeah.
nice. That's a good idea
or
too.
the Detroit Tigers. I actually have
Or
a
the
piece
Tigers.
called Detroit Roar that has lion
Oh,
heads
wow.
on it. Yeah, it's over there in the case.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, and then remember, so these are guys. So we don't call them charms. We call them icons. So, they like to make we like to make the distinction between the two.
Okay. Now, what is this? Because this looks different. This almost looks like metal.
Yeah. Well, it's silver and gray hematite. So it promotes positivity and positive energy and that kind of thing.
So the different, I call it metal the different stones, because of their origins, they come with these really kind of like mysterious
properties,
meanings.
Yep.
This one does this and this stands for that.
That's exactly
How
right.
did you learn all these things? It looks like you do more than just design jewelry. You have to do a little research too.
Yep, absolutely. I had to research the stones and basically make sure that I wasn't putting something with something that would cancel it out.
Okay.
And that sort of thing.
Certain things don't go together.
That's exactly right. Like for example, like this one is called Times Square because it reminded me, that center focal bead reminded me of like when the ball drops in New York. I was in the military for a decade. I was on the East Coast, so I was in New Jersey and New York quite a bit.
That is beautiful.
So that's onyx, and onyx promotes prosperity. All the black beads and that kind of thing. So, and then those.
This
pure
is very
zirconia.
masculine.
Well, actually, that's a lady's piece.
Oh, is it?
Or not. Yes, it is.
Okay, well, I'm back to the co-ed then.
Yep.
Because,
It's
I would wear this. I would wear almost anything you have. I don't even see that there's a big difference. I think it's
It depends on the
who's
individual.
wearing it.
That's
Who's
exactly
wearing it.
right.
Because women now are wearing the big watches like men's watches.
Right.
Even.
The interesting thing for me was like when I usually do shows, I'll go places and the ladies are really gravitating toward the larger beads. So, they really like those. So, I have to give them,
Let's
what
pass
they want.
something that we haven't seen
Yeah.
over there.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Why don't we do...
And while we're doing that, tell me how you, a little background on Shawn, a little background on Allure Design. You were in the military. How long were you thinking about doing this kind of thing? Was it in your head before you really started?
No, it's something that kind of found me because basically, I started doing this because I really wasn't seeing anything that spoke to me culturally. So, I wanted to start making pieces for myself. And then individuals started coming up to me saying, hey, can I buy that? I'm like, really? Or where did you get that? What store did you buy it from? And I was like, really? This is a thing? Like I can actually, make a living at this. And it just blossomed from there. And I did my research. I did my homework. And, I graduated from Eastern Michigan University with a bachelor's degree. And then I went on to get an MBA. And, I was like, yeah, I could do this, from a corporate standpoint, or I can put these tools to use in my own endeavor. So the marketing, the packaging, all of those concepts kind of came to me. And I just, reached out, found vendors, and moved forward from there. So
fantastic.
It's just something that found me, and I fell in love with it, and I've been blessed to just kind of, do this thing and walk in my purpose, I think.
And how did you come up with the name Allure?
Okay, so funny story. All right. So when my oldest daughter was in utero, my mother comes to me and she said, if it's a girl, you should name her Allure. And I was like, I'm not doing that to a child. Stop it. I'm not going to do that. But it stuck with me. Now, my name is Shawn Rule. Allure is ruled spelled backwards.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't catch that right away. They're like, because there's an accent mark there. But I'm like, Allure is rule spelled backward. So that's kind of like, where that came from. And it just stuck with me. And then, when this, child of mine, this brand was born, because me and my brother Carlton, we all, basically say it's a baby, it's a toddler, But that was the catalyst that started the name and the brand and every other thing. So yeah.
So tell everybody how they can purchase your jewelry.
Okay, so we have a website. That's my primary mechanism. So www.elurwristdesigns.com. That's ELURWRISTDESIGNS.com.
Okay, say it again.
EllureWristDesigns.com. And then we have pieces at City Slicker Shoes downtown. Shout out to Mark over there. We've got pieces on the Avenue of Fashion, the historic Avenue of Fashion at Joe's Gallery and at Simply Casual. I've got pieces at Puffer Reds and Ypsilanti, and we're going to branch out to a couple of other places. Charlene was gracious enough to point me in the direction of another
right, and I'll
store.
say it. I hope he goes over to Fashion International.
Okay, I wasn't going to say.
Larry Abelusu, he was named one of the best dressed by Our Magazine, and I noticed that he's been on the show and he wears lots of wristwear and is just a impeccable dresser. And I know that a lot of the athletes that shop in his place would go crazy over your stuff. I mean, because I see everybody today is wearing all these little beaded things, and you look at them, they're like, some of them are just like junk.
Yeah, super tiny.
Because everybody's trying to,
beads.
plastic, and I mean, it's okay if that's all you can, but if you're a person who is wearing a good suit or good clothes, people who spend good money on their other things should also wear jewelry that's compatible with the way they want to look.
Allure is more than just bracelets. Allure is a lifestyle brand. It's about being the best version of yourself. Unfortunately, a lot of men have subscribed to mediocrity, and that is no longer the status quo. Excellence is everything with African American men or men of substance, period, across the board. We feel that this sets us apart from everyone else.
Trade trace here.
So when you see someone in one of my pieces, they're making a statement about who they are as an individual. We just happen to also sell bracelets. So, it's very it's very much
the
a
white
lifestyle brand.
is gorgeous.
Yeah, that one is called Winter Solstice. It's all white howlite. I wanted a very clean winter look. That's a part of my winter collection. And those focal beads are sterling silver. I get those out of Indonesia.
Now you call it your winter collection because of snow being white?
Yeah, well.
Now, see, I think of this as summer when I wear a lot of white, and then I would wear something white like this.
Right, I'll
silver.
have to reintroduce it for summer as like that clean, fresh linen kind of deal.
This is pretty.
But I have a winter collection, just like I have a camo collection, a signature collection. So I added that one.
Now, do you
to
have
the
any
winter
camo
collection.
here?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do.
Did I miss that one?
Nope, you didn't. Remember I told you about Artemis?
Oh, yes.
That's one. It's got the camouflage beads,
Uh-huh.
that kind of thing. So,
Right.
we definitely.
Now, your
like
price
those.
points are pretty good.
Yeah, I think so.
And I mean, they're not, everything's not the same price because some have more gold, some are heavier than others.
Absolutely.
Just depending on what the materials are.
Yep.
What's your price range?
Men's pieces usually range from 100 to 150, depending on what you do, and we do custom work as well. Ladies' pieces between 100 and 125. Like I said, depending on what you get as far as charms. One of your guests who was on earlier, I think it was Jackie Wilson's daughter, she was like, I want one with all charms, like all the way around. I was like, I can make it. It's no problem. Just let me know.
That's not usually what you
would
do.
No, it isn't. But, the customer's always right. So I make sure that
and because of what she does, maybe she'd want a musical note or
That's
something.
That's exactly right. And I can get it for her. So, it's one of those things. It's like, I want people to understand that this is a quality brand. I guarantee everything for 90 days unconditionally. So you go out, you dunk a basketball, beads go everywhere. Send me some of the beads back. I'll see
you shouldn't really be dunking a basketball with your, I mean,
you should not.
Really.
You absolutely should not.
You wouldn't do that in your good suit.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know something? Your wristwear, now you've gotten me calling it wristwear now. And you just said bracelets a few minutes ago.
Right, I did.
But wristwear, bracelets, you can really wear these with anywhere from your jeans to a tuxedo.
That's exactly right. I got some individuals who they collect them. So it's like, what's new, that kind of thing. I've got a special, I got a client who is one of my special clients. He's a doctor. His name is Remy Soleil out of Southfield. Shout out to Dr. Remy. I'm going to his office tomorrow and to set up in one of his conference rooms. And he buys these as gifts for his staff.
Oh, that's
his
wonderful.
His vendors, that sort of thing. And
something very different.
Yep, that's exactly right. He's a Nigerian gentleman, and he's done like quite a bit of business with me. And every time he comes in, he's like, "Okay, well, give me everything, and I want the box too."
Okay. Well, something. If you're going to start collecting, you do need the box.
Yep, that's exactly right.
I mean,
and I sell the box.
You need jewelry boxes.
Yep, that's exactly
right.
Yeah, because
so
when you think
box,
jewelry boxes, you think ladies.
Ladies,
right?
But men, you have to have some, because you can't just throw these in a drawer. You want to put them on the little cuff thing.
That's exactly right.
So that they stay.
Yep, and you can display them, and you can show people and be like, "Hey, look at all the ones that I got." Like the way the gentlemen, collect watches. You can say, hey, "Look at my bracelet collection." That kind of thing. So, yeah.
Again, give us your website, your phone number, and repeat again the stores where people, if they just want to go shopping.
No problem. www.allurewristdesigns.com is the website. The stores that you can get them in the Detroit area, City Slicker Shoes downtown. You can also get them at Simply Casual on the Avenue of Fashion. You can get them at Joe's Gallery. You can get them at Puffer Reds in Ypsilanti. So, come out. Remember, it's 12 days before Christmas. We ship anywhere. If you order on the website, we're completely e-commerce capable. So if you buy something on the website, it'll ship within 72 hours.
So they can still get it in time for Christmas.
That's exactly right.
Okay, folks. You want to do something different. Ladies, you want to give something to your special guy friend or husband or son, who's, old enough to appreciate this kind of thing. Or even, a client, a colleague who's special, or just somebody that deserves a special gift. And men, same for ladies. These are just simply gorgeous. I can't tell you enough how beautiful these are. Just absolutely
That's that 1906.
Exquisite. This is the 1906. Of course, that represents the year that Alpha Phi Alpha was founded.
Yep.
And of course, 2 years later, their sister sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha, was founded in 1908, Howard University.
And I get beat up places. Like if I go somewhere and I got all AKA stuff, people, where's the Delta stuff? I'm like,
You got to have something for everybody.
That's right. You got to have something for everyone.
Then if you have Deltas and AKA, they go, where's the Phi Beta or whatever it is?
Right.
what is it?
Sigma Gamma Rho. Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sigma Gamma Rho.
I was in African world. I got challenged on that.
Blue and
one a couple
white,
of times.
right?
Yep, that's blue and
You're
white.
blue and
exactly.
white.
Gold.
Yep, that's the other one, right.
Then you got any Omega Psi Phi. You're an Alpha though, right?
No, actually, I'm not.
Well,
But
you
when
have
I
on the
did-
black and gold.
But that's the color.
But that's
scheme
your
for the
allure,
brand.
yeah.
And when I did Alpha Phi Alpha, like half a dozen guys walked to me and were like, "Why aren't you an Alpha?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why aren't I an Alpha?" It's
Right.
one of those. But yeah,
They'll be
they're
trying,
talking to me.
They'll be
They're-
trying to get you.
Yeah, they're already sending me
Now,
text messages.
have you
right
done
now.
a purple and gold?
Of course, yeah,
For the
absolutely.
cues?
I've got a
This
Omega
is
Psi Phi
really
one.
pretty. Now this is
Yeah,
this is
that one is
a-
called Africa. It's green tiger's eye, red tiger's eye, onyx, and gold. So anybody who doesn't understand the significance of the color schemes, what is it? Green for the land, gold for obviously the gold within the land, black for the man, and red for the blood. And then I got
Repeat that again. That's
it's green for the land, black for the man, red for the blood, and then gold for the treasure within the land. And I've got an Eye of Horus icon attached to that. So, basically I wanted something that, spoke to us from, a
The
cultural
motherland.
standpoint. Right, exactly. I actually have a piece called Motherland.
Do you?
So, yeah, I do.
So what kind of time do you put into this business in terms of the actual thinking of the designs and actually doing the work?
I was just telling Shakenya, I was telling her that I was texting back and forth with one of my vendors in China, and I told her, I said, well, I got a meeting with a couple of them early this morning. So I'm usually up at like 3 o'clock in the morning because it's daytime over there.
Daytime.
In the middle of the night. So, I get to bed early, and then I wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm making pieces like right before I go to the gym or something like that. So it's pervasive. It's kind of at the forefront of everything that I do, and I'm inspired very much by the world around me and what I see. I'm inspired by the city of Detroit. I'm a product of the city of Detroit, and I wanted to do something that was going to make people, from where I'm from, very proud. I mean, I want this to be a pervasive brand in our city. So that's why I take the painstaking effort to do that.
Would you ever want to be in a big box store? And I don't mean like a Macy, but like a Saks Fifth Avenue and Neiman, a high end.
That's exactly right.
Saks Fifth Avenue, Neiman Marcus.
That's
Have they seen
entirely
your
right.
work yet?
No, not yet. But it's one of those things where
I think that
we're gonna get their attention.
You get the right buyer,
Right.
whoever makes those decisions.
Yep. And they're always looking for
you're gonna
minority
have a-
vendors. They're always
Oh,
looking for
and well,
people
they should have
of
because they
color.
have a lot of minority shoppers.
Yep, that's exactly
So
right.
they need some minority. Again,
But see, that's
you
where
have-
Shakenya
Okay,
comes in.
Shakenya is your brand manager.
That's exactly right.
Okay, Shakenya, what is your goal going into 2020?
I really just want to assist the Allure brand getting to the next level. Wherever Shawn wants to take it, I just want to be that supportive person to do whatever is needed to be done to reach the people, get it out there. I wear it everywhere, every day. I'm always promoting it because I just love the brand myself. I'm not
Well, it's
one
beautiful.
to just
I mean, it's
yeah. I'm
beautiful.
not one to just jump on the bandwagon just because. I actually believe in the brand. The product is quality. It's beautiful. It's
Yeah,
Allure.
quality, that's the key. Quality.
I appreciate that.
Now, what was here?
I think this is the men's case. You put it over here. It was Midnight. Midnight is my best
because I
seller.
know, okay. I know it was full when, yeah. Okay.
And the one that's missing from here is the AKA piece.
Oh, because you put it in a box.
I put it in a box because
So
I
we
wanted
could
you to be able to open it and
so we
show the
could
bracelet on the
show it.
stage.
So we get that. Yep, it's
Yep.
the little stage.
That's exactly right. 2020 is going to be huge for us. I mean, Eluris Designs is going to get into, a great deal of, charitable giving and mentorship. I mean, I basically was inspired by, what I saw at Ronald McDonald House. And, you invited us to tag along for that event. And it really struck me. And when we were talking with Carolyn Clifford from WXYZ, the first question she asked me was like, how are you giving back? And I was like, wow, that's a question that I really haven't been asked before.
Well,
So,
you give back after you get to a certain level.
right.
You can't give away your store before you get to a certain level,
Of
and
course.
then you can give back.
Yep.
But there are ways of giving back, and there are different levels of giving back.
Yep.
By just participating.
That's exactly right.
And not in events like you did on Sunday.
Yep.
Those are very good things to do because it's great exposure.
Absolutely.
Great
Absolutely.
exposure.
And a lot of what, is just coverage. The brand, needs to be, recognized in the city. People need to see it coming and going. Because I had a conversation with a gentleman who was like, I was in a conference room with a guy I had a meeting with, never met him before, and I had on one of your pieces and he had on one of your Omega pieces. We had never met before. So it was like those two gentlemen in a room full of people knew something that nobody else knew.
And then I have another store, and I'll just say their name, Lumo Vogue. Which
Okay.
is at Telegraph and Maple,
Okay.
right next door to the Maple Theater.
All right.
And it is a very high-end men's store.
Okay. Then I'm on
And
it.
I've never seen, I'm not in there that much, but they made a donation of a gift certificate, a $200 gift certificate to Ronald McDonald House.
Nice.
I stopped in. I knew the owner from years ago, and used to bring a lot of guys in there who buy expensive suits.
Right.
And so he gladly gave the gift certificate. But I think they would be able to sell these. And these are all stores in different parts of the city that
Precisely.
don't really compete with each other.
And that's one of the things that I was saying, like coverage is like very,
coverage.
is
And
very
that's,
big.
more Birmingham, Bloomfield.
Precisely, exactly. So I will definitely. Be
So
paying
I
them a
wish
visit.
you all the luck. And going into 2020, maybe we'll set up a date one day with your brand ambassador, and I'll invite you to meet a couple of these people and just say, hey,
That would
you
be
guys make
absolutely
the introduction and then wish you luck.
Yes.
And because I think that you're going to be really big. I mean, Allure Designs, hey, all you guys that play for the Pistons, the Lions, for the Tigers, for the Red Wings, or whatever
Come
other
check
team,
us out.
Really, you need to have some Allure Designs on your wrist because
That's
a lot of these guys put a lot of time and effort into how they dress.
That's right.
And every Monday, they're always talking about what the guys wore on Sunday
Right.
after the game, getting on the plane, and this is what they need on their wrists.
Absolutely.
Or
All we
both-
need is a
both
few.
wrists.
All we need
Yeah,
is a few.
just a few,
Because
just a
I wear
few.
mine every day. I wear.
Yeah, and I wear mine every day.
And I wear mine every day.
Yes, yes. So I really appreciate you coming in.
No, I really appreciate
the
you having
hour
us.
went quickly, but I wanted you to really have time because last time you were here it was kind of crammed. I said, no, you have to have this.
Once again,
Yeah,
I really
more time.
appreciate you being supportive, and I really appreciate you
Thank
allowing us to
you,
come
thank
in
you.
and tell you about our wares. So once again, www.illurisdesigns.com.
Okay, I think next week we may have an abbreviated show. I think there is a basketball game, U of D Mercy, but I don't think we're preempted. I think I come on maybe about 15 minutes late. So I will be here with another great show for you, great guest. Thank you so much for listening. See you next week.
Take care.
Okay.
So
No, I'm not.